So, this debate today could have been used to debate the crisis in our NHS and how children are having to wait months for routine medical tests, or to help students who are threatened with homelessness due to rising energy costs and housing supply. We would have been discussing much-needed education reform or local government budget cuts. Instead, we are here today to debate independence. Yet again, this document brings nothing new to the table. In fact, it is the fourth of its kind. Presiding officer, the SNP have said time and time again that the devolution is being undermined in Scotland, when in fact devolution is being trumped by two governments who refuses to work together. It is being undermined by the Tories in Westminster and the SNP here in Holyrood, refusing to communicate and cooperate. While the two governments cannot reach an agreement, Scotland suffers. This government should be spending this time with the real problems facing Scotland. There could be tackling waiting times in the NHS, helping the people of Scotland pay their bills, or addressing social and health inequalities in Scotland. But as Willie Rennie mentioned, the SNP don't want to face the hard reality of the issues facing the people in Scotland. That is why, as Sharon Dowie pointed out, we often struggle to see ministers in the chamber to address these issues. Instead, the SNPs are doubling down in the politics of division. Scottish Labour's constitutional offer will see devolution strengthened, not weakened or undermined. It would ensure the government focus on the principle that power should be based as near as possible to the place in which it is exercised. It would focus on moving power into the hands of local authorities and communities. Neil Beebe spoke of the £6 billion in cuts to local governments. Scottish Labour would ensure fairer funding for local communities. This is the reality that Scottish Labour are offering, not an ideological pipe dream of independence, one which there is a little more support for than in 2014. I've got a long list to go to. Presiding officer, Scotland is not a colony. At the SNP conference at the weekend, Mary Black MP referred Scotland becoming the 63rd country to gain independence from the UK. The rhetoric following an SNP MP last year commenting in the chamber that it was beyond belief that Labour MSP would support a motion celebrating Indian independence but not Scottish independence. Presiding officer, in Kenya, during Mau Mau uprising in 1952, there were widespread reports of detention camps, torture, sexual assault, and brutal bodily harm. During the colonial rule in India in 1919, the Amritsar massacre saw protesters against colonial rule blocked inside a walled garden and fired upon until the guns ran out of ammunition. British rules also saw widespread famine and poverty. In 1943, up to 4 million Bengalis starved to death, while millions of tons of wheat were exported in Britain. Are we actually comparing this Scotland relationship in the UK? No, sorry, no. These countries were fighting for independence from Scotland.
No wonder you're not winning anyone.
to even try to compare the experience of British rule in these countries to Scotland's relationship with the rest of the UK is insulting. We must stop the rhetoric of Scotland as a colony and actually address the legacy of Scotland as a coloniser.
That's why you're not winning.
In closing, presiding officer, as the SNP talk to themselves about themselves, as they hide behind the ill-founded arguments, as they continue to fail make the case for independence, Labour are focused on strengthening devolution and being the change that Scotland needs. Thank you, presiding officer.